happy to announce that we are in the final stages of the Momo Money Zone. At this stage of competition, each point earned is worth 40 Ghana cedis. At the end of the competition, we will tally the scores, double the amount, and share in this ratio. Half to the coordinator, and the other half to be shared among the 3 contestants. We are grateful to Momo for the money zone. Competing today in the grand finale are 3 champions. It is a championship of champions. So we have Mfantsipim School, three-time champions and our current reigning champions. St. Augustine's College, 2-time champions, and Opoku Ware School. Also 2-time champions. Before we meet the contestants, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors. The National Science and Math Quiz is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Gold PLC and supported by Momo from MTN, Joy, Pepsodent, Prudential Life Insurance, Jupe Transfer, Prasta AI, Adanse Travel, One Day, Kivo Gari, City Laundromat, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, Flora Tissues, Imago from Hatchcom, GTP, and YFM. My name is Elsie Kaufman. I am an associate professor of biomedical engineering and the dean of the School of Engineering Sciences at the University of Ghana. I'm honored to be your quiz mistress. And of course, this is a prime time production. Now let's meet the contestants. St. Augustine's College. St. Augustine's College is represented by
Harold Adamadat. Wafu Nanabi.
Welcome and congratulations on making it to yet another grand finale. What does it feel like?
It's an amazing feeling. The feeling of joy and excitement.
Great, that's wonderful. I'm sure there are many people that supported you on this journey. I'm giving you a chance to do some shout outs.
I would like to say shout out to all the past students, the Abyssinians, all our AUGUSCO tutors, our coordinators, all our parents, all those who supported us. I would like to say shout out to them. Thank them very much.
All right, that's wonderful. Last question before I go. What has been your favorite memory from 2025 NSMQ?
Our semi-finals, the John contest against us, the final round. That was my most memorable moment.
Okay. I wish you well for the grand finale.
Thank you.
Mfantsipim School. You may sit. Mfantsipim School is represented by
Benjamin Kojubuachini.
Ahmed Tijani Mumuni.
Gentlemen, you are welcome and congratulations. Well, you are reigning champions. You are here to defend. What does that feel like?
It feels really good to be given this privilege to be on this stage at such a high level. It feels really, really nice too. We're just glad to be here.
Good. Contestants an opportunity to say some thank yous. Who do you want to thank?
We would like to thank our teachers, our coordinators for being with us through every step of the journey, through all our mates and family and friends. We are grateful to every one of them. Thank you.
All right. And my last question, what has been your favorite memory from the 2025 edition of the NSMQ?
We really, really enjoyed the quarter-final contest, especially after we realized we won it, because that contest went really well for us, and so it was a really, really happy moment for us.
All right. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Opoku Ware School. Ware School is represented by
Stephen Kofia Pemaba.
You see John.
You are welcome, gentlemen. Please, you may sit. Congratulations. What does it mean to you to be in this grand finale?
It's a very pleasant experience. We are grateful to God for bringing us this far.
Great. I'm giving contestants an opportunity to say thank you. Please go ahead with your shout out.
First of all, we say thank you to God. He's led us this far. We say thank you to our teachers and coordinators. Thank you to our schoolmates, friends, and families, the old boys, and all those who supported us throughout our journey.
All right. And finally, what was your favorite memory from the 2025 edition of the NSMQ?
I would say our semi-finals against St. Peter's and Achimota School.
What happened?
It was a bit tense before the contest, but then it happened.
It went well. Yeah. Okay. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Kindly settle down. We need to begin the contest, please. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm starting with you. Your amazing contestants are going to be doing some very difficult things. They need to concentrate. So please help us to do this seamlessly. Now, there will be many opportunities for you to participate. Yes, many learning opportunities. When it gets to your turn, I will draw your attention. So keep an ear out for your turn. Huh? You all get to be contestants and science people for a little while. Okay, great. Now, contestants. The contest, as always, comes to you in 5 rounds. The first round, this one, is a round for fundamental concepts. I have simple and direct questions. I am expecting simple and direct answers. If you answer your major question correctly, 3 points. If the question is incorrectly answered, it becomes available to the 2 remaining schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If it's right, there's a bonus point. If it's incorrect, it fetches a penalty, 1 point. For questions that require calculations, you will have up to 30 seconds to present answers. If there are no calculations involved, you will have 10 seconds. Best wishes to all 3 schools. This first set of questions will require 30 seconds of your time. I have a preamble to all schools, after which I will come to you, Opoku Ware School. Preamble to all schools. The magnitude of the resultant of 2 forces is R, and the sum of the magnitudes of the forces is M. Find the magnitude of the forces for the given values of R, M, and the angle theta between the 2 forces. Please, okay, one more time. The magnitude of the resultant of 2 forces is R, and the sum of the magnitudes of the forces is M. Find the magnitudes of the forces for the given values of R, M, and the angle theta between the 2 forces. So now, Opoku Ware School. For you, R is equal to 5 root 37 newtons. M is equal to 35 newtons. And theta is equal to pi over 3. Seven.
Okay. So the magnitude of the forces is given by 15 Newton and 20 Newton.
You're right. With the same preamble, in Mfantsipim School, R is equal to 8 root 61 newtons, M is equal to 88 newtons, and theta is equal to pi over 2. Yes, Ahmed.
So the forces, the magnitude of the forces are 40 Newton and 48 Newtons.
You are right. St. Augustine's, with the same preamble. R is equal to 4 root 7 newtons, and M is equal to 20 newtons, and theta is equal to 2 pi over 3. Harold.
2. One force is one of the forces are one of the forces are 8 newtons, and then the other is 12 newtons.
You're right. You struggled with that one, but you prevailed. All right. Next set. Please, we need calm for this one. 10 seconds each. Opoku Ware School, what is the relationship between ecosystem loss and species extinction? Seven.
Okay, so they are proportional to each other in that when there is extinction of species within the ecosystem, there is a loss in the ecosystem. That is, ecosystem loss refers to the loss of some of the biotic or abiotic factors within the ecosystem available to the organisms and the species within them. And since in species extinction, some of the species has gone extinct, that means there is a reduction in the available resources, such as food by the species or minerals that is provided by them for the other factors of the ecosystem.
1. Shall I tell you why? No, I'll go and come back. Okay, I'll come back and tell you why I gave you partial credit. Mfantsipim School. Explain why mixing peat with air leads to the release of carbon dioxide. Benjamin.
Peat refers to a type of soil with a very high content of partially decaying organic matter. And then as such, when air is passed through this peat, it exposes the organic matter along with the microorganisms present in the peat to atmospheric oxygen, which speeds up the decomposition of the organic matter. And then a product of this decomposition is the carbon dioxide being produced. As such, mixing peat with air causes the release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere.
Well done. St. Augustine's. How might carbon dioxide levels rise due to deforestation and contribute to climate change? Yes, Nana Benyi.
So, when there is deforestation, first of all, the canopy, that's the canopy that plants provide, is removed. And as a result, high amounts of sunlight reaches the earth, and this increases the rate of decomposition of organic matter. Also, plants in general take in carbon dioxide for their photosynthetic activities, As a result, they release oxygen. So if you're doing deforestation, the plants will be cut down and they will no longer be there. So they won't be able to take in carbon dioxide, meaning that there will be large amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And then this will lead to climate change, in that carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas which contributes to the increase or rising temperature of the earth over time.
Good job. Okay. So now let me tell you Opoku Ware School. It's actually a three-step process, right? Ecosystem loss involves the destruction of habitats. That's the first part, the destruction of habitats. So when the habitat is destroyed, the organisms that require this habitat for food, shelter, and reproduction, they are pushed to the brink. Okay? That will then cause them to now lead to some loss of the species that rely on this environment. Then the second part is the destruction of the interdependence, right? So one species depends on another, one species is affected. Just imagine that a predator no longer has a prey. It will cause both of them to eventually what is it called? They will lead to extinction for both of them. And then that is where the third part comes in, the co-extinction, right? So those were the different levels I was looking at. I gave you the point because you said there's a direct relationship. In fact, the destruction or degradation of habitat is the leading cause of species extinction. So yes, they are directly related. That's what I gave you the point for. But the details were not there. All right. And now this is where your learning point comes in, right? You see, all of these things, human action is involved. Human action. So human activity will cause the deforestation. Human activity will cause the exposure of peat to oxygen, causing the microorganisms to now break down the carbon-rich peat, creating more CO2 for the environment, making the climate change worse, right? And then species extinction, again, human beings. So please, we are all part of this. We need to care about our ecosystem. Thank you very much. Next set, 30 seconds with a short preamble to all schools. Preamble. Find natural numbers M and N such that, that's a preamble. I hope you got it. All right. So Opoku Ware, the expression 2M plus N over 23 is equal to 17 over the expression M plus N. Seven.
M is equal to 6. N is equal to 11.
You're right. Mfantsipim school with the same preamble. The expression 3M plus N over 29 is equal to 19 over the expression M plus N. Yes, Benjamin?
M is equal to 5 and N is equal to 14.
You're right. St. Augustine's with the same preamble. The expression 2m plus n over 31 is equal to 23 over the expression m plus n. Yes, Harold?
M is equal to 8 and N is equal to 15.
You're right. Next set, you can do this in 10 seconds. Opoku Ware School. A student dissolves a small amount of finely powdered zinc in an aqueous hydrochloric acid solution. Will zinc metal be recovered after the student evaporates the solution to dryness under gentle heating? Explain clearly what happens to the zinc. Seven.
Okay, so the zinc will not be able to be recovered. And this is because the zinc will react with the hydrochloric acid. Hence, the zinc displaces the hydrogen in the hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride with the release of hydrogen gas. And this is because zinc is above hydrogen in the activity series. That is, it has a higher reduction potential than hydrogen, and hence it displaces the hydrogen from the hydrogen chloride. And as a result, no zinc will be formed, but rather the zinc chloride, hydrogen gas.
2. I will come back with an explanation. Mfantsipim School. In an industrial process, equal moles of hydrofluoric acid, a weak acid, and hydrochloric acid, a strong acid, react with potassium hydroxide, a strong base, in separate reactions to form respective potassium salts. Will both processes yield equal moles of product? Please explain the chemical reasoning behind your answer. Yes.
Okay, so the salts that would be formed would not have the same number of moles. And this is because of the difference in the strengths of the acids. So hydrofluoric acid is a weak acid, and as such, dissociates only partially, and then does not release all of its H plus ions in a solution. As such, not all the H plus ions go to combine with the KOH in order to form its salts. And as such, less of the salts formed from the hydrogen fluoride, that's the potassium fluoride, will be formed as much as there is potassium chloride formed, since hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, and then will dissociate completely, releasing all its H plus ions, so that the potassium can combine with the Cl to form even more salts than would be formed by the hydrofluoric acid.
Finished?
Yeah.
No, for bonus. For a bonus. I will come back. St. Augustine's. Pay attention. A student fills one cup with pure water and another with water containing dissolved table salt, then places both in a freezer maintained at 0 degrees Celsius. Will both samples freeze? Clearly explain the reason for any difference in their freezing behavior. Nana Benyi.
So, when they are both kept in the freezer at 0 degrees Celsius,
Please speak up.
when they are both kept in the freezer at 0 degrees Celsius, they would all not freeze together. And this is because pure water has the freezing point of 0 degrees Celsius. So that one will freeze all right. But the water containing the dissolved sodium chloride will not, as the table salt, will not necessarily freeze at 0 degrees Celsius, but it will freeze at a lower temperature. This is due to the phenomenon known as freezing point depression, which is a colligative property.
2. All right, so let me explain the partial credit and the wrong answers. Okay, so Opoku Ware School, you did well. I gave you 2 out of 3. No, the zinc metal will not be recovered. You mentioned that you got the point for it. Yes, there's a formation of zinc chloride in solution. You mentioned that you get the point. The part you didn't explain was what happens. Remember, I gave you something that we are doing here. That the question was, will the zinc metal be recovered after the student evaporates? So we are evaporating the solution to dryness under gentle heating. You didn't mention what happens when that happens. If you evaporate the solution to dryness under gentle heating, you will remove the water. And what will be left is zinc chloride crystals instead of zinc metal. So essentially, the zinc cannot be recovered because it would have been chemically converted to zinc chloride. So that process will give you zinc chloride crystals. Okay, that's the part I didn't hear. For which reason you got 2. All right, in Mfantsipim school, you did not give me the right answer at all. Okay? In fact, this is an interesting thing which we can all learn from. If you take equal moles of hydrofluoric acid, which is weak, and hydrochloric acid, which is strong, and you react them separately with potassium hydroxide, both of these processes will yield equal moles of product. That's the first point, to fetch you 1 point there. Stoichiometry is the same in both reactions, 1 mole, 1 mole, 1 mole. So the stoichiometry is the same. That will fetch you another point. And then both reactions will go to completion. Although hydrofluoric acid is weak and HCl is strong, the reaction is actually driven by the strong KOH, which will drive the reaction to completion. Right? Have we learned something new? Great. All right. And now, yes, St. Augustine's. We are talking about colligative properties, all right. Freezing point depression. You got the answer, no, only the pure water will freeze. You got 1 point for that. And then, yes, the pure water will begin to freeze at 0 degrees Celsius. You got a point. Now, the part that I needed you to explain, why freezing point depression? Why is there that depression? You didn't explain. It happens because the dissolved ions will disrupt or interfere with the formation of the crystalline structure of ice, right? And so you need to go to a lower temperature in order to overcome this disruption of the crystal structure. Okay? You see the reason? We've learned something new once again. All right. 30 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. The famous sodium D lines with the characteristic yellow color arise in 3p to 3s transition. The term symbol of one of the upper states leading to the emission is doublet P3 halves. Please, did you get your preamble? One more time. The famous sodium D lines with the characteristic yellow color arise in 3p to 3s transition. The term symbol of one of the upper states leading to the emission is doublet P3 halves. Now, Opoku Ware School, name the superscript and deduce the physical property of sodium atom it signifies. Seven.
Okay, the superscript is the P, and it signifies the specific P suborbital or subshell from which the transition occurs to be able to give the sodium D lines the characteristic yellow color.
That's incorrect for a bonus. I will come back with the same preamble in Mfantsipim School. Give the physical quantity represented by the letter of the term symbol and state its numerical value. Benjamin.
The letter signifies the angular momentum of the specific orbital. And then for this specific one of L, it has a value of 1.
2 out of 3. All right, with the same preamble, St. Augustine's. State the physical quantity represented by the subscript and give the term symbol of the other upper state. Nana Benyi.
So the subscript represents the magnetic spin quantum number. And then, like, that's the half. And then the quantity represented by the other quantity represents the number of possible magnetic quantum numbers that the transition would possess.
What was your first answer? I could barely hear.
I said the subscript represents the magnetic spin quantum number.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Okay. Opoku Ware School, your answer was the superscript. It's the multiplicity and the total spin half. Those were the two answers. So the superscript is multiplicity and the physical property is total spin half. In Mfantsipim School, the physical quantity represented by the letter of the term is the total orbital. You left out the orbital. Total orbital angular momentum. And yes, the numerical value is 1, which you got. All right. And then for you, St. Augustine's, the physical quantity is total angular momentum. And we have the other upper state is the doublet P1 half. Doublet P1 half. All right? Okay. Now, let me then tell you a little bit about this, right? So term term symbols. They are labels that describe energy levels and spin states of electrons in an atom. Okay? They help us to understand the characteristics of emitted light. In this particular case, we are talking about sodium, the old lamps. If you know about the old lamps, they were sodium lamps, right? And the light that is emitted, they actually come with two wavelengths. We have 589 nanometers is the D1, and then 589.6 nanometers, which is the D2. So we are talking about the different lights in that yellow. But those are actually going out of fashion now because sodium is toxic, right? So we are finding different ways to light up our streets instead of using these sodium lamps. These are some of the applications of the science that we learn. All right. Next set, 10 seconds. Opoku Ware School. Bile is produced in the liver, stored in the gallbladder, then released into the small intestine. Explain how, that's my key word, how bile affects the digestion of fat in the small intestine. Seven.
So the bowel is responsible for breaking down the much heavier fats and oils into smaller groups called micelles and chylomicrons, which are easily digestible by the enzyme lipase. And hence, the bowel salts within, that's the salts within the bowel, sodium terocholate and sodium glycocholate, are responsible for the breakage of the structures of the fats and oils. And when they break these fats and oils into smaller pieces, they are able to be acted upon by the enzymes lipase, since they will now have a smaller surface area, larger surface area, be able to be acted upon by the lipase and be easily absorbable by the body, the lacteals.
2. I'll come back with a reason for taking the 1 point. Mfantsipim School. A home economics student prepared a fresh fruit salad by cutting up a variety of fruits and placing them in a bowl with layers of sugar in between. After 2 hours, the fruit is surrounded by concentrated sugar solution, also known as syrup. Explain why concentrated sugar solution, the syrup, was produced after 2 hours. Yes, Benjamin.
So the layers of sugar being introduced into the fruit salad causes the creation of an osmotic gradient between the fresh fruit and then the sugar. So this osmotic gradient generates an osmotic pressure that pushes water from inside of the fruits. So it moves the water from the fruits outside of them so that the water can dissolve the layers of sugar. And then when this water comes out, the sugar is in a high concentration. As such, this water dissolves the sugar so that it can form a very, very highly concentrated sugar solution, which is the syrup.
Yes. The effect of osmotic pressure. St. Augustine's. Why do biological washing powders not work at high temperatures? Nana Benyi, please speak up.
To biological washing powders at high temperatures, their active ingredients that actually does the work would decompose.
Speak up.
To the biological washing powders at high temperatures, the active ingredients in them would decompose due to the high temperature. And when it decomposes, it renders the entire washing powder useless, since the active ingredient that is supposed to actually do the removal of the grease and stains from the materials is no longer functional, since it has been decomposed at these extremely high temperatures.
I'm not accepting it. For a bonus. Okay, let's start with you. Did I hear decomposed? No. Okay, so the washing powders, they contain enzymes. They contain enzymes which are designed to work and break down stains at lower temperatures. When the temperature exceeds the optimal range for these enzymes, the enzymes' active sites become denatured, not decomposed. They denature, they change their conformation, right? They become denatured, that's the technical term. And so it affects their ability to function. That's the reason, okay? All right. Now, Opoku Ware School. Remember I told you my keyword. I said how. You describe the process. No problem about that. So what the bile salts are doing, you described it. But the technical underpinning of what is happening, it's because the bile salts are amphipathic in nature, right? So they can interact with both the hydrophobic and the hydrophilic, and that is how they are able to break the fat down into those micelles you talked about, increasing the surface area. I did not hear the technical reason why it's able to do that. That's why I took 1 point away. All right. Next set 30 seconds with a short preamble. Preamble to all schools. Find the distance of the point. Find the distance of the point. Opoku Ware School. A with coordinates 1, 2. From the line, 3x plus 4y plus 9 is equal to 0. Yes, John?
4 units.
Yes. With the same preamble in Mfantsipim School. B with coordinates -3, 4. From the line, 4x plus 3y plus 35 is equal to 0. Yes, Ahmed?
7 units. 7 units.
Yes. St. Augustine's with the same preamble. C with coordinates 2, 2. From the line, 5x plus 12y plus 5 is equal to 0. Harold?
3 units.
Yes. Last set of questions for the round. 30 seconds. Opoku Ware. In a pharmaceutical laboratory, a chemist synthesizing aspirin, C9H8O4, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, reacts 4.83 kilogram of salicylic acid, C7H6O3, with excess acetic anhydride, C4H6O3. Assuming the reaction goes to completion, what is the maximum mass of aspirin that can be produced? Seven.
We have 6.30 kilograms.
Yes. Mfantsipim School. In an industrial fragrance laboratory, benzyl benzoate C14H12O2, commonly used as a fixative for essential oils, is synthesized by reacting 5.49 kilogram of benzoic acid C7H6O2 with excess benzyl alcohol C7H8O. Assuming the reaction goes to completion, what is the maximum mass of benzyl benzoate that can be produced? Ahmed?
This 9.54 kilograms.
You're right. Last question of the round. St. Augustine. A pharmaceutical company is producing acetanilide C8H9NO, an important precursor for some pain relief formulations. In one batch, 7.44 kilogram of aniline C6H7N is reacted with excess acetic anhydride C4H6O3. Assuming the reaction goes to completion, what is the maximum mass of acetanilide that can be obtained from this batch? Yes, Harold?
10.8 kilograms.
You're right. And that's the end of the first round. Please clap for them. They've done really well. Mfantsipim School. Listen to this and enjoy. The answer provided by OWASS, they have a problem with it. OWASS initially made mention of creating small droplets of lipids which will lead to generating a lower surface area, and later changed their statement by saying the surface area will rather increase. In the process of emulsification, there will always be increase in surface area to whatever, enzyme action. I can't read the handwriting. Anyway, I gave them partial credit. I gave Opoku Ware School partial credit because the key thing I was looking for, which was the amphipathic nature of that bile salt, that was the key thing in the matter that I needed to give them marks for. The other things, yes, they are important, but at the end of the day, the explanation they gave was sufficient to give an idea of what was going on. This protest is not upheld. Next one. Same set. This protest is coming from St. Augustine's College. Okay, so listen to it. Again, this time they have a problem with Mfantsipim School, your answer. They don't like that beautiful answer. They didn't like it. Okay, so they said, the preamble says, by the way, I didn't have any preamble. I had a question. There was no preamble in that problem. Anyway, it says the preamble says it will produce a concentrated sugar solution. If water moves into the sugar, the concentration will rather be diluted, not concentrated. Mfantsipim answer shouldn't be accepted. St. Augustine. So consultants had some comments to make. The sugar was not a solution to begin with. It was not a solution available for dilution. So where from this protest? It was the water that moved out of the fruit and caused a solution to be formed, dissolving the sugar. Please, this protest is not upheld. All right, then we move on. This one is for the second set of physics questions. Mfantsipim School. Mfantsipim School is really worried. The answer that Benjamin gave, he said in his first sentence, he mentioned that let me read the word for word so that you get it properly. We were penalized for omitting orbital in our answer. However, Benjamin said it in his first sentence that the letter represents the angular momentum of the specific orbital. Oh, please. I hope this is not a physics teacher because then we have a serious problem. Please. Benjamin, you yourself, do you know the difference? You don't know. You know. See, your own contestants knows better. The orbital is key to, it's a technical term. They were supposed to give the physical quantity represented by the letter. It's a physical quantity. If you omit the orbital from the physical quantity, the name, you mean something else. In fact, for the last question, which went to you, you see that your answer didn't have orbital. There are two very different things in this context. Very, very different. Okay, so please, the answer is total orbital angular momentum. Okay? And there were two answers. He gave me the last one, which was the value, the numerical value 1. I could have chosen to give him 1 for that one and given 2 for the thing he got wrong. I have been very generous. I hope you realize. This is not upheld. Okay. Next one. Chemistry. Mfantsipim School. And once again, they are very upset about Opoku Ware's answer. They say Opoku Ware School stated zinc has a higher reduction potential than hydrogen. So now they give me some half cells and they are quoting reduction potentials. Okay. Chemistry consultant is here. This is his answer. This information is irrelevant to the answer required. No points were awarded for that information anyway. And so, unfortunately for you in Mfantsipim School, you are going away empty-handed again. This protest does not hold water. Next one, yes. Also from Mfantsipim School. Oh, don't you want to hear? Oh, calm down. I want to share with you. We are all learning. Okay. This is a protest. When hydrofluoric acid, HF, reacts with KOH through the mole ratio, though the mole ratio is 1:1, just as HCl and KOH, they will not produce equal amounts of products. Since the HF does not produce enough H plus to drive the reaction to completion. That is why both reactions have different enthalpies of neutralization. You want to hear consultant's response? Unfortunately, this represents a fundamental lack of understanding of chemical reactions. Indeed, I explained what is driving that equation in the answer, did I not? I did. But you see, they are still there protesting. It doesn't hold water, not upheld. Okay, thankfully that is all, unless somebody else wants to bring more. Anyway, I have noticed that it's very nice to mount protest. So next round, I'm going to mount my own. Please bring my form. Bring me a protest form. I'm mounting a protest next round. At the end of the first round, St. Augustine's College has 17 points. Opoku Ware School has 17 points. Mfantsipim School has 20 points. Round 2. In this round, we have the Truster AI Speed Race, which is sponsored by Truster AI, your real-world experience. The questions in the round are directed to all 3 schools simultaneously. For an opportunity to answer a question, you must ring for it. Let me hear your bell, Opoku Ware. Thank you. Mfantsipim School. St. Augustine. If you ring and answer correctly and it's the first attempt at the question, you get 3 points. If it's the second attempt at the question, 2 points. And if it's the third attempt, you get a point. However, please take note of certain things. If you attempt to answer a question and you are unsuccessful, you lose 1 point. When you ring, consider yourself called upon. I will not wait to decide which of you to call. I will call the school. From the time you are called to answer, you have 3 seconds to produce an answer. That means there is no room for repeating the question, providing your own preamble, calling me Madam, yes, I am Madam, or saying we have in an elongated manner. Just get straight to the point. Answer, nothing else. Just the answer. Okay? Because if you dilly-dally and the 3 seconds are up, you will hear a bell. Once you hear that bell, what it means is that you have taken whatever you are saying at that time as your answer, which is likely to be a wrong answer. Okay? which comes with a penalty. So straight to the point. For questions which require calculations, you have up to 30 seconds to provide answers, and if there are no calculations involved, you will have 10 seconds to do so. Let's make this a proper speed race, huh? Best wishes, everyone. First set of questions, 10 seconds each. First one. Name the two molecules that combine to produce citric acid. Yes, Mfantsipim.
Oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA.
Again?
Oxaloacetate and acetyl-CoA.
That's right. Next one. Name the blood type that lacks all RH. Yes, Opoku Ware.
The negative blood groups. The O negative blood group.
No. Who rang next? Yes.
A golden blood.
Golden blood. Which part of the brain is responsible for regulating balance? Yes, St. Augustine. Go ahead.
Cerebellum.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds each. First one. In a box, there are 20 identical balls, of which 5 are white, 7 black, and 8 red. 2 balls are drawn from the box without replacement. Find the probability one ball is white and the other ball red. Yes, St. Augustine.
It is 4/19.
You're right. Next one. Find the equation of the normal to the quadratic curve. Y is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 2, and which is parallel to the line x plus 2. Okay, go ahead.
The equation is x plus 2y is equal to 5/4.
That's incorrect. I continue. Or did anyone else ring? Okay. And parallel to the line x plus 2y is equal to 10. St. Augustine. Go ahead.
X plus 2y is equal to 6.
Yes. Next one. Solve for x and y given log to the base 2 of the expression x minus y is equal to 1 and log to the base 4 of the expression 2x plus y is equal to... Okay, go ahead. Yes,
X is equal to 6 and y is equal to 4.
Yes. Next set, 30 seconds each. What is the Compton wavelength of the deuteron? The right answer is 6.61 times 10 raised to the power negative 16 meters, or 0.661 femtometers. All right, next one. Monochromatic light of wavelength 500 nanometers is diffracted by a circular hole of radius 0.2 millimeters. Find the angle between the lines from the hole to first dark ring and the center of the pattern. Opoku Ware.
2.5 by 10 exponent, negative 3 radians.
That's incorrect. Did anyone else ring? No one else rang. Whew. The right answer is 0.09 degrees, or if you want it in radians, 2 times 10 to the power negative 3 radians. Not 2.5. 2. All right. Gold, which is known to have one stable isotope, has been in the news lately for various reasons. Estimate the size of a nucleus of the stable gold isotope. Did they make it? They didn't. right answer is 14 femtometer in diameter, or if you like to give it in radius, 7.0 femtometers. Last set of questions for the round, 30 seconds each. A hospital prepares 2 radioisotopes for diagnostic imaging. Isotope A begins at 20.0 milligram and decays to 0.625 milligram in 36.0 hours. Isotope B has a half-life exactly 0.900 times that of isotope A. Starting with 16.8 milligram of isotope B, how many hours must pass for only 0.525 milligram of isotope B to remain? Yes, St. Augustine's.
40.5 hours.
That's incorrect. Opoku Ware.
32.4 hours.
You are right. Next one. In a diffusion experiment, an unknown gas diffuses through a porous barrier at a rate 1.5 times faster than carbonyl dichloride, commonly called phosgene. Determine, yes, Opoku Ware.
Okay, it is 222.75 grams per mole.
That's incorrect. Who rang next? Okay. Mfantsipim School.
It is 2.0 by 10 raised to an exponent of 2 grams per mole.
Did you ring? Okay, I continue. Determine the molar mass of the gas. Yes, St. Augustine's.
44 grams per mole.
Yes. Last question of the round. A small rocket engine accidentally releases 1.92 kilogram of hydrazine fuel, which instantly reacts with an excess amount of dinitrogen tetroxide to produce water and nitrogen gas. Calculate the volume of nitrogen gas released into the atmosphere as a result of this accident. Hydrazine is N2H4. Yes, Opoku Ware.
We have 1 point.
Did they make it? Okay.
1
No, it's over for you. They didn't make it. The question is still active. They had it wrong. St. Augustine's.
2.02 by 10 raised to an exponent of 3. 3 decimeter cube.
You are right. And that's the end of the speed race. Mfantsipim School has 24 points. St. Augustine's College has 27 points. Three more rounds to go. Before we begin the next round, Mfantsipim School would like to effect a substitution. Ahmed, it's been a pleasure. Best wishes to you. In comes Mohammed. Mohammed, please settle quickly so that we can proceed. By the way, I am protesting that I have not been allowed to protest. I wanted to protest at the end of the round, but they won't give me the form. All right, round 3. This round has the problem of the day. At stake in the round is the Prudential Life Insurance NSMQ star. The star is awarded to any school that earns a perfect score of 10 points in the round. At this stage, an NSMQ star is worth 4,000 Ghana cedis to the team, 1,000 Ghana cedis to each of the 3 contestants and their coordinator. I hope you'll be working hard for this. It will be an honor to award all of you perfect scores today. So please try. Okay, good. So the problem of the day is a single question to all 3 schools. From the time I ask you to begin, you will have 4 minutes to present an answer, one answer from your school, on the board behind you. As mentioned, the problem of the day is worth 10 points. Best wishes, everyone. Now, contestants, please rise. Drop all pens. And we are only reading the problem of the day together. Please pick your sheets. Problem of the day. A paternity test using DNA is a legitimate method to identify a person's biological father. It is a widely accepted method by law for clearing paternity disputes. These tests can be done with any biological material containing DNA, but preferably blood tests and swab tests are used. The diagram that I have below shows the DNA fingerprints of a child, the child's mother, and two men who claim to be the child's father. The numbers refer to the bars on the DNA fingerprints. Okay, so the questions. First one, which of the men, A or B, is more likely to be the father of the child? 2, use the numbers on the DNA fingerprints to explain your choice. In your answer, you should refer to all the 4 people involved in this dispute. Contestants, this is your problem of the day. You may now begin.
Joe Mensa Auditorium here at Opoku Ware School, and you can see a very quiet mood at the moment as the students who are all glued to their projector watching the contest. It started with a very good round. Round 1 was very good for them. Round 2 was not that good, and then now we are in round 3, the problem of the day, where they are all glued to the TV and watching. They're monitoring what is currently happening. The auditorium is so huge, and you can see that they are all quiet. It wasn't as it started earlier with all the bragging that they came up with, but this time around it is a very quiet mood. I have one old boy here with me I want to speak to. The problem of the day is going on. Round 1 was quite okay. Round 2, not that good for you. And now where we are, you're all quiet. What are you anticipating before the end of the round itself, the end of the contest entirely?
Oh, okay. Opoku Ware School, we are hoping for the best. We are hoping for the best, and we are not pressured, because at the end of the game, it's a game, so we have to calm down. And at the end of the competition, I think God will come through for us.
You know that at this point you are losing behind with just some 17 points or so. After problem of the day, do you anticipate overtaking Boche and then Augustine's?
Okay. We never say die until the bones are rotten. So let's hope for the best.
All right, so we're hoping for the best. That is what their head boy is telling us, and that is what we are waiting for. The problem of the day is ongoing, but I still want to speak to some of the teachers here and find out from them what they are expecting from their students, their contestants who are up there on the national stage, waiting to win their third trophy. It's been 22 years, and Opoku Ware is waiting to make it trophy number 3, and they are going against hungry schools as well. Boche seeking to make it trophy number 4, and Augustine's also seeking to make it trophy number 3. Let's get to speak to some of the teachers who are here in high spirits, waiting for what we are supposed to expect. Hello, sir. Your boys are up there. They are all waiting. You're all waiting for them to at least beat the other schools. What is your anticipation?
Well, it's not going to be an easy task because all the schools have come prepared. Do you understand? So I think may the better side win. But I hope Opoku Ware wins.
And you know, one thing is that it's been 22 years since you clinched your last trophy, 2002. If you do not make it this time around, would it break your hearts?
Oh, not at all. It's a context. And I think everybody has come prepared. So do Opoku Ware. So I'm thinking that at the end of the day, we should be able to sail through. But it's not going to be an easy contest because all of them have fought well and have come this far.
All right, thank you very much. And so this is the mood basically from Opoku Ware. This is the Joe Mensah auditorium, and the old boys here are saying that all they're waiting for is to see Opoku Ware School beat Mfantsipim and then AUGUSCO at the end of this round and at the end of the other rounds here. And so this is the move from Opoku Ware. My colleague Adobia is also at Mfantsipim. Adobia, Opoku Ware looks quiet. What is happening at Mfantsipim?
School is electrifying, even though they are trailing by 2 points, even though they are in the second position right now. These students are so optimistic, they believe so strongly that they are still going to win this championship title. They are going to defend it successfully. So even though it's quiet in Opoku Ware, it's not here at Mfantsipim School. You can see for yourself, the students here are in high spirits. The morale is high. The morale is just high. And I'm feeling it myself with the students here. I'm going to go ahead and speak to some of them. And of course, we can see how they are feeling, but I'm going to get specific feelings from these students, exactly how they are feeling. I'll start with their teacher here. I spoke to earlier, and he's in high spirits. Sir, how are you doing? You're live on Join News. How are you feeling?
Okay, then what I can say is that the contest is keenly contested. Yes, the students are doing very well, and I think that it is for any of the schools, but Boche is tipped for this particular contest. And I know that my boys will make us proud again, and we are retaining this trophy for our 149th anniversary. Thank you very much.
So I'm struggling to hear him, and just in case our audience did not hear him, he is saying that he's not perturbed at all, that St. Augustine is leading. Rather, he believes so strongly that Mfantsipim will successfully defend this championship title, bring it back home, and be victorious. So, yes, you can see the Mfantsipim boys are excited. They are singing Jama songs, chanting morale, they are singing gospel. They were praying. After every round, they say a prayer. And so the morale is what is going on here right now. Because of the morale, most of them are not even willing to speak, but that's okay. They have told me how they are feeling, and they believe that they are going to make it. Again this year, they are going to write history by successfully defending the championship title. So we are here ongoing. Anything can happen. It could project Mfantsipim, it could project anyone, but we are here, we are all observing the contest. But right now, this is the exact mood here at the Mfantsipim school. Okay, so moving away from here, we're going to the school that is currently in the lead position, where my colleague Collins is standing by. Collins, what exactly is going on in AUGUSCO? How's the mood?
Thank you, Adobia Asare. Welcome to St. Augustine's College Assembly Hall, where currently we are doing the watch party with the students of St. Augustine College who couldn't make it to the University of Cape Coast. And yes, after round one, they were tied with Mfantsipim and leading Opoku Ware with about 3 points. But after round two, they have been able to open a gap between them and their city rivals Mfantsipim, and also open 10-point gap between them and Opoku Ware, who they came in as one of the favorites. I have some of the school prefects here that I want to engage. What's your name?
My name is Kumakunana Kwame Emchi.
So far, how do you see the contest?
Okay, so from my perspective, this is a contest that we are going to win. As you can see, we've started making comebacks because this year is a year of comeback for St. Augustine's College.
We have seen contests in this particular championship where schools are leading with 11 points, others 8 points, they still end up losing.
Okay, so what I will say is that, first of all, St. Augustine's College is not your average SHS school in Ghana. So when I talk about comeback for St. Augustine's College, it's not your regular comeback, because when we are giving this comeback, what I will say is that with this comeback, I don't think that the other schools will be able to close it, because this is going to be an exceptional comeback. Yes, that's what I will say.
Right, thank you. Let me also get your thoughts on the contest so far. You know, you are up against Mfantsipim and also Opoku Ware. So far, how do you assess the whole contest?
Okay, so this contest, it has been overwhelming, and it's unbelievable to me, because we couldn't imagine that this would happen. So for me, this is all because of the Hail Mary. Through our prayers, the Mother Mary interceded for us with the Son Jesus Christ. So they should watch out for more. AUGUSCO is coming to win. We will win the trophy, and then the trophy will be in AUGUSCO very soon. That's what I'm expecting, and we are praying for that.
Right. We've seen Opoku Ware in some contests, even in the regionals where they were trailing, but in the regional they were able to do a comeback.
Okay, so DNA fingerprinting is also known as DNA profiling or genetic fingerprinting. It's a technique that is used to identify individuals based on their unique DNA characteristics, like the genetic barcode, which we talk about here today. How does it work? First, they take the DNA, it can be taken from cells in blood, saliva, skin, whatever. Then they analyze this, and then they form these maps, right? It has many applications, like paternity testing, which we talked about today. It can be used in forensic science, identifying criminals and so on. All kinds of things that can be used for, in research, all that. Okay. So in this particular case, for example, they took samples from the child's mother and the alleged fathers. Then they looked for specific DNA markers. They are called short tandem repeats, and they analyze them. The child's profile is then compared to the alleged father's profile, which is what I asked these guys to do. Okay? Now, if it matches the child's at all the tested markers, then he's likely to be the father. If there is a mismatch at one or more markers, then he's not likely to be the father. And get this, DNA paternity tests are highly accurate, with probability of paternity typically exceeding 99.9%. So if these guys are able to interpret, we will know for sure that the child is the property of the first man or the second man, B or A, right? Okay, so that's how it works. So let's look at the answers. The first one is the question, which of the men, A or B, is more likely to be the father of the child? And the answer is man B. For getting that, 2 points. Then contestants were to use the numbers on the DNA fingerprints. They were to use the numbers, not guess or imagine. They were to use the numbers on the DNA fingerprints to explain their choice. In the answer, they were supposed to refer to all the 4 people. So this is a mark allocation. If you refer to one of them and it's correct, 2. So you see that 8 points to add to the 2 points to make a total of 10 points. Now let's see. First one. The child gets DNA bars or lines from the mother and father. So we are proceeding with that. Now let's talk about the mother. The child has the mother's 25, 28, 30, and 31. Or the child gets 17, 19, 22, or 24 from the mother. In fact, the easiest way to do this is to draw a diagram, right? So mother will be on one side, and the numbers will also be used to map them. All right. So if you say 25, 28, 30, and 31, or the child 17, 19, 22, and 24, these are the matching for the mother. You get 2 points. So we know that it's a mother's child, and they have matches. It's the mother's child. They didn't change the child at the hospital. Good. Now, if you look at the man, let's look at man B. Man B, the child has man B's number 10, 12, 13, 14, or the child gets 18, 20, 21, and 23 from B. So the numbers are different for the different individuals, but they match because this is what the map, the fingerprint looks like. Please, have you got it? So you can match these numbers. If you are able to talk about the child and man B, 2 more points. When it comes to man A, none of the bars, no bar matches the child's fingerprint. So obviously this child is not related to man A. Okay, so you see we have talked about the child, we have talked about the 2 men, we have talked about the mother, 2 points each, 8, and then saying that man B is the father, 2 more points, making a total of 10 points. Now, contestants, let's see what you did. St. Augustine. Yes, you correctly guessed that is man B. I'll give you 2 points. When it comes to the rest of the explanation, you see that you are completely off track. You are off track. You are supposed to talk about the bars. In fact, you are talking about some lines giving rise to others. That's not how the fingerprint works. They don't give rise to other lines. Doesn't work that way, okay? All right. So I can't give you anything else. You wind up with 2 points. Opoku Ware School. You also noticed that man B is likely to be the father. 2 points. Then you launch into an explanation. You even mentioned 23 and 26. But no. Your explanation, no, you mentioned 25 and 26. Matching 17 and 18. No, that explanation there does not explain what is happening in these fingerprints. Okay? And so you two, I can't give you anything else. And so you wind up with 2 points. Mfantsipim School. Yes, you guess that man B is the father. Okay, 2 points. You were to talk about the child. And the rest of the other individuals. You talked correctly about the mother. You listed the numbers that correspond, 25, 28, 30, and 31. And the child, 17, 19, and 20, 19, 22, and 24. Yes, they match. You are right. So yes, you get the 2 points for the mother. Man B, again, you listed the numbers, 10, 12, 13, and 14, and then 18, 20, 21, and 23. You get the 2 points. You were to mention explicitly that there were no bars that were matching man A. I didn't see that. Okay? And so I am giving you 6. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. You're welcome, Daniel. Round 4. This is the Jupe true or false round. At stake in the round is the Jupe money transfer $20 promo. During this National Science and Math Quiz season, whenever alumni abroad send money to Ghana using their school's exclusive promo code, Jupe rewards the school with $20 for developmental projects in the school. Alumni are therefore encouraged to check the NSMQ social media pages for their school's promo codes and keep sending the monies. All right. In this round, I'm going to be presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, please weigh the statement very carefully and do let me know whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case that statement is available to the 2 remaining schools, who may then ring and attempt it. If right, 2 full points. If wrong, there's that penalty, 1 point. Every once in a while, occasionally, we do have statements that require 30 seconds of your time. Should that situation arise, I will let you know. Otherwise, you are to present your answer in 10 seconds. Best wishes, everyone. First set of statements, 10 seconds with a preamble to all schools. Preamble. A triangle is completely determined by specifying, that's a preamble. I hope you got it. All right. Opoku Ware School. Any 2 sides and an angle. John.
False.
You're right. Mfantsipim School with the same preamble, the 3 sides. Mohammed.
True.
You're right. St. Augustine's with the same preamble. Any two angles and a side. Yes, Daniel?
True.
No. That's a false statement. Next set, preamble to all schools, a short preamble. The ripening of fruits can be accelerated by, that's the preamble, I'm sure you got it. Okay. Opoku Ware, reducing the supply of water to plants when fruits are maturing. John?
True.
No. That's a false statement. With the same preamble. Increasing the supply of nitrogen to the atmosphere surrounding them. Mohammed?
False.
You're right. St. Augustine's with the same preamble. Artificially adding ethylene gas to the atmosphere surrounding them. Yes, Nana Benyi?
True. True.
Yes. Next set, preamble to all schools, preamble. An ultra-short light pulse propagates from vacuum into a dispersive medium. Did you get your preamble? Again. An ultra-short light pulse propagates from vacuum into a dispersive medium. Opoku Ware School. The temporal width of the pulse remains constant before entering the dispersive medium. Yes, John?
False.
No. It's a true statement. With the same preamble. The envelope of the transmitted pulse propagates at the speed of light in the dispersive medium. Mohammed?
False.
You're right. St. Augustine with the same preamble. The same preamble. Different spectral components of the transmitted pulse propagate at different speeds, leading to a modification of the pulse envelope as it propagates in the dispersive medium. Yes, Daniel?
True.
Yes. Preamble to all schools. Preamble. A farmer tests soil samples from her farm with methyl orange. The indicator turns red. I hope you got your preamble. Again. A farmer tests soil samples from her farm with methyl orange. The indicator turns red. That's the preamble. Opoku Ware. It is advisable for the farmer to apply ammonium sulfate fertilizer. John?
False.
You're right. Applying calcium carbonate will improve the quality of the soil. Mohammed?
True.
Yes. Growing alkali-tolerant crops, such as cabbage on the farm, is more advisable than growing acid-tolerant crops, such as pineapples. Yes, Nana Benyi?
False.
You're right. Okay, so those of you who are farmers and want to know what crops to grow, what fertilizer to use, you see that our high schoolers, they have a lot of knowledge. They can help you with advice. All right. Preamble to all schools. If X and Y are whole numbers, the number of elements in the set, that's a preamble. Did you get it? You did? Okay, good. Opoku Ware. The set of ordered pairs, X, Y, such that X multiplying Y is equal to 18 is 6. John?
True.
You're right. With the same preamble, the set of ordered pairs X, Y, such that X multiplying Y is equal to 14 is 2. Yes, Mohammed?
False.
You're right. With the same preamble, the set of ordered pairs X, Y, such that X multiplying Y is equal to 12 is 4. Yes, Daniel?
False.
You're right. Next set, Opoku Ware. Both plasma and interstitial fluid are mainly composed of water. John?
True.
Yes. Blood plasma has a higher protein content than interstitial fluid. Mohammed?
True.
Yes. Blood plasma contains more dissolved oxygen than interstitial fluid. Nana Benyi?
True.
Yes. Last set of statements for the round. Please pay careful attention. We have learning points here. Pay careful attention. Okay, Opoku Ware School. The human body requires only trace amount of mercury for normal functioning, but an excess of it makes it highly toxic to humans. John?
False.
You're right. Mfantsipim School. Mercury released from mining activities are eventually broken down into less harmful forms by microorganisms in the environment only after a long period. Mohammed?
False.
You're right. St. Augustine's elemental mercury is far more toxic than organomercury compounds, as the body can easily excrete the organic forms. Daniel?
False.
You are right. Okay, so now your learning points. I hope you are paying attention. You see that all those statements, they sound very nice, as if mercury, oh, just a little bit is okay, right? But let me tell you some things about mercury. Mercury and other heavy metals that are released from mining activities are toxic to us, even in very small, minute quantities. They are extremely toxic. Okay? They never break down, never. They are not going anywhere. They never break down and can be converted into even more toxic forms. Okay? So, you see, organic forms like methyl mercury is even more toxic, up to 100 times more toxic than the elemental kind. And it will accumulate in the bodies of humans and fish. Okay? So the forms, they form toxic. They are toxic metals. They enter into our drinking water, crops, fish, and can affect everyone everywhere. Some of the effects: birth defects, brain and nerve damage, especially in children, kidney failure, lung damage, high BP and heart attacks, immune system damage. This is how the mercury affects us. Remember, even small quantities, because they accumulate within us and they don't go anywhere. So, yes, we have to mine fine, but let's think about what happens to us tomorrow, because we are creating an increasingly toxic environment for our children and future generations. Please, let's mine sustainably. These metals, mercury, very toxic. That's the end of
Salute, my finalists. I love you guys so much, and I want to congratulate you. I am very proud of you, and I know your friends and families are also proud of you. This is Black Sharif sending my hearts out to you guys. If you carry the trophy or not, you are a champion. Today is a good day. Celebrate, share some jama, you understand? And go home peacefully. I love you guys, man. Congratulations.
Before I announce the scores, I have a couple of protests. Yes, a couple of them, not as many as before. They didn't allow me to add mine. All right. So, this protest is coming from St. Augustine's College. All right. It has to do with the first set of statements from mathematics. Remember, the preamble said, a triangle is completely determined by specifying, and for your statement, St. Augustine's, it was any two angles and a side. The protest is this, that a triangle is completely determined by specifying any two angles and a side. Answer should be true because the third angle can be determined if two angles are known, and knowing the three angles and a side will help determine the triangle. Hey. This is what Chief Consultant says. Two triangles can be determined. The condition is two angles and an included side. Did you hear the subtlety of the thing? Obviously, your protest is not holding water, not upheld. Okay, the second one came from Opoku Ware School. This had to do with the second set of biology statements. Recall the preamble. The ripening of fruits can be accelerated by, and the statement that went to you was, reducing the supply of water to plants when fruits are maturing. Have you seen where he placed the emphasis? Okay. So, this was a protest. The ripening of fruits can be accelerated by reducing supply of water to plants when maturing. And the answer should be, the answer is false. The protest answer is that it should be true because less availability of water stimulates the production of ethylene, which is a ripening hormone. Consultants consider this, and this is what they have to say. This is not true when the fruits are maturing. No, it is not when the fruits are maturing. It is applicable when buds or flowers are being produced in some plants, not when they are maturing. When flowers and buds are being produced, then you can say this. But your statement was when fruits are maturing, and so unfortunately for you, this protest is not upheld. Thank you very much. Opoku Ware School has 29 points. St. Augustine's College has 42 points. Mfantsipim School has 46 points. Before we get to the final round, we have a very special moment. It is my pleasure to invite Mr. Peter Appiah Thompson Jr. He is a proud member of the Mfantsipim School winning team from NSMQ 2024. He is here to present the trophy. Mr. Appiah Thompson, it's a pleasure to see you again. Thank you for returning our trophy. Best wishes. Round 5. Contestants, this contest will be decided in the 5th and final round, round 5. You see what is at stake. Please do your best and take full advantage. In this round, we have the Goal Super Bonanza. And at stake is this: 4,000 Ghana cedis to a school that solves all 4 riddles. 3,200 Ghana cedis for solving 3 riddles. 2,000 cedis for solving 2 riddles. And 1,000 cedis for solving a single riddle. The Goal Super Bonanza is proudly sponsored by Goil Good Energy. So we are going to be solving riddles. I will be reading out the clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third or any clue thereafter, 3 points. In order to solve a riddle, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell, Opoku Ware School? Thank you. Yours, Mfantsipim School. Thank you. And yours, St. Augustine. When you ring, the answer must be ready. I will not wait. Best wishes, everyone. First one. We are a group of disorders that have shaped human history. The plagues of biblical times. Okay, go ahead.
Infectious diseases.
Yes. Clue, 4 points. 4. Next one. I am a brittle, lightweight, and porous substance. In a special form, I am used for water purification. Often, when in use, I turn red, and when used, I turn gray. In Ghana, I am commonly associated. Yes.
Activated charcoal.
No. I continue. In Ghana, I am commonly associated with chinchinga. I am the main product of pyrolysis of wood. So who am I? Opoku Ware.
Carbon.
No. Yes, Mohammed?
Ash.
No. Okay. The product of pyrolysis of wood. In Ghana, commonly associated with chinchinga. Now, who will give me the answer? Who is giving me this answer? Okay, let me give you a proverb, or what is it? First. Setikesie ere. Setikesie ere adria. What's it enama namire? Now you do it. You, gentlemen. Well done. It's charcoal. That gentleman has been eating a lot of chichinga. Next one. I am a composite particle. I am strongly interacting. Examples of me are protons. Yes. Mohammed?
Baryon.
Yes. Last one. I am a concept in mathematical logic. I am a basis for mathematical proof. I am the assertion that a conclusion follows from other statements or premises. I often involve a sequence of implications. Yes. Go ahead.
Axiom.
No. I often involve a sequence of implications. My validity does not depend on the truth of the conclusion or the truth of the premises. To the ordinary man, I am a verbal war involving...
You are an argument.
Oh, yes. Has had a lot of these arguments with my consultants, haven't you? That's the end of round 5.
Joy News right now. And how are you guys feeling?
We are feeling so excited, elated. We don't know what to say. But it's indeed a school. No argument again. Back to back, Name, Ice Spice, Mohammed.
Relax. Hey, relax. I have something for them. Jackie, relax for me. We told them from the beginning.
Oh yes.
That after 2022, Mfantsipim was going to bounce back.
Yes.
And that was going to be redemption time. Prime time was never going to like Mfantsipim because that was the school that many disrespected.
Yes.
This is the redemption time. And you should enjoy it.
So these are more reactions inside the NEC auditorium. I mean, we are yet to announce the final scores. But how are you feeling too?
Like I'm very, very excited, like we are not playing. I already told you, like when you bring the trophy to Central Region, there is no way the trophy is going to go out of this region. Like we are not playing, like this is Mfantsipim. God is a mobile, yeah, God is a mobile. You feel me?
God is a mobile. Hey, all these trophies is for the saints. All the God has indeed answered our prayer. God is a mobile. For all the saints.
We won it in last year, and this year we have win. God is indeed a mobile.
God is indeed a mobile.
They came here to make noise. They came here to make noise. But indeed, we came to take the trophy, and we are sending it home. We are sending the trophy home. They can see it. We are sending it home. God is a mobile. God is a mobile. God is a mobile.
Well, these are more reactions inside the NEC auditorium. We are not done with the event yet, but these are the exciting reactions from the Mfantsipim students right inside the NEC auditorium. They are currently being asked to, sit down now right inside the NEC auditorium here. But we get more reactions. Let's cross over to my colleague Adobia Sare inside Mfantsipim School, where the students are also standing by with her.
Okay, so majority of them are outside the auditorium. Most of them morale is out, and I'm going to get that for you. Also, Mfantsipim has this tradition of praying before the contest. Praying now, the prayer warfare giving. So, and the boys are with there right now. I'm going to take you there. But for now, I'm handing over back to we're going to take you to the various places where all the morale is happening. Over to you.
Before I announce the final scores, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors. The National Science and Math Quiz is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Goal PLC and supported by Momo from MTN, Joy News, Pepsodent, Prudential Life Insurance, Jupe Money Transfer, Truster AI, Adanse Travels, Rwanda, Kivo Gari, Spin City Laundromat, Coronation Insurance, Secure Sanitary Pad, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University, Bell Beverages, Flora Tissues, Imago from Hashcom, GTP, and YFM. Now, at the end of the contest, here are the final scores. Opoku Ware School has 29 points. St. Augustine's College has 42 points. Mfantsipim School has 56 points. Opoku Ware School, thank you for being here. It wasn't meant to be, but you are not leaving empty-handed. From the money zone, you earned 2,320 Ghana cedis. And it is my pleasure to announce you third place. St. Augustine's College, thank you for being here, for giving us a wonderful contest. You did well. Unfortunately, it didn't quite come together for you. But you are leaving with 3,360 Ghana cedis from the money zone. It is my pleasure to announce you second place winners. Mfantsipim School. You have done it again. Back to back. Last year it was 1 point. This year we have a margin. Congratulations on winning the contest. I have several things for you. In the Super Bonanza, the Gold Super Bonanza, you solved 3 riddles, 3 out of 4. That gives you 3,200 Ghana cedis. In the money zone, you earned 4,480 Ghana cedis. And for attaining the highest score for the day, you win the Pepsodent Highest Scorer Award, which at this stage is worth 10,000 Ghana cedis. Congratulations, 2025 champions! Viewers, thank you so much for joining us for these contests. It's been a long year, many contests, many interesting things that happened. We are grateful that you kept coming and you kept watching us, that you kept supporting your contestants. Well done. I have a few thank yous. First, I would like to say a huge thank you to the consultant team. Consultants, you did it again. Sleepless nights, difficulty deciding on questions, all the hard work. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you to the other quiz mistresses. Thank you to the teachers and coaches. Thank you to the parents who support our contestants and who support me. My dear Mommy Dearest is watching. Thank you, Mommy Dearest. Thank you to the production team. Those who are out here, those who are behind the scenes. Thank you. Thank you for the people who make us look beautiful. The makeup and hair, thank you. Thank you to our sponsors. And this year, I want to say a special thank you. I would like to say thank you to Gareth Kingston of All Things Quiz in the UK. He nominated me for the Trivia Hall of Fame. And I thank all of you supporters who made it happen. Because of that, we have a large international audience. And I want to say thank you to those who followed us from around the world. Thank you so much. Viewers, this is the end of the 2025 edition of the National Science and Math Quiz. My name is Elsie Kaufman, and I have been your quiz mistress. And this, of course, is a prime time production. See you. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Mensah Auditorium here on the campus of Opoku Ware School. The 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz did not go as expected. Earlier on, when we engaged the students and the teachers, they were anticipating that the school or their contestants will be coming home with a trophy. But unfortunately, at the end of the contest itself, the school did not make it. They did not come back with a trophy. They are not even coming back with a trophy. Boche has made it back-to-back with their 4th trophy. Their auditorium, which was very full earlier on, at 12 p.m., students were trooping in, and it was a packed auditorium in the afternoon. But now, even before the contest ended, at round 3, some of the students started moving out. Round 4, they started moving out, and round 5, that's how come we started having an empty space, and now cleared off completely with all the students going back to have their supper. I have their head boy with me and a few of them who are joining him for this short engagement. Head boy, when I spoke to you earlier on, you were in high spirits. You told me that your boys do a fierce contest, would come back with a trophy, would make it trophy number 3. But unfortunately, that did not happen. How did you receive this? How did you take this while seated there watching the contest?
Okay, so I take this in good faith, and I'm sure my colleague students too take it in good faith. I think the boys did their best, and then we give all glory to God.
They did their very best, I must tell you, and then congratulations to you as well, because this is a good performance that your contestants have put up there. Going forward, they are on the stage right now. What message do you have for them before they even move out of the stage and come back home?
Okay, so a message to them, I would say they should keep their heads high. The spirits are still, even though they are down, I think the spirits are okay. The disposition wasn't all that cool, but then yeah, they should keep their heads high and then know they did their best after all.
Okay, I wish you all the best, and congratulations to all of you. You did a good job. Now you can leave us. Thank you, head boy, for speaking to us. And so that's the head boy, and he says that, well, they did their best, but then they unfortunately could not bring the trophy. I have with me Emmanuel Bright Kweku, and an old boy of Boche, and you know that
God is a MOBA.
Okay.
God is a MOBA.
Okay.
You get it? Like back to back, like we will do it again. Next day they should watch out for me. In fact, I told you I was coming around at 5 p.m. I stood at Santas. I just couldn't enter the school because I can't see the boys, and you know how I am. My heart was just beating. And so when it got around 7:30, and I realized that we won. The way I ran to this place, it's a back-to-back. We are the landlords of Cape Coast. AUGUSCO should go in bed. At this school, who are they? We are in Mfantsipim. This is the school. In fact, in the morning, you heard Clinton about on the page what he was doing, right? This is Opoku Ware School. This is the school. I'm telling you, we are the school. It is from us that we birth other schools in Ghana. Okay. And we are in Mfantsipim, and we'll continue to win.
Opoku Ware lost with how many points?
I don't recall. Is it over 20 points?
Over 20 points. Someone was saying that with the number of points Opoku Ware lost with, maybe that would determine the year that they would come back for another trophy.
Now, in fact, I would say that I really commend Stephen. You know, in 2023, I captured his story where he said he was hoping that he would win because at the time the school won, he wasn't born and was hoping to make history for the school. But unfortunately, perhaps it's not his time. But this is definitely not the end of the road for him because for me, I felt even if my school doesn't win, I was hoping that Opoku Ware School should win for the sake of Stephen. Everyone, we were hoping that Stephen would win.
Well, Stephen could not do the magic for Opoku Ware School. 23 years of being trophyless. In 2002, when they last won their trophy. Many of these students who were waiting to see Opoku Ware lift a 3rd trophy were not born in 2002. But now, the dream of seeing their school lift up a trophy has been, so to say, impossible. And to all the old boys out there, Clinton, we say sorry. Jackie is at the UCC campus. Jackie, what is happening over there?
From the beginning to the end, how do you see the contest? How did you see it?
Oh, me, I had the hope in them that like they will actually win it. Yeah, and then like they've done it. And then it's not them. I know that it's by the grace of God that this has happened. Yeah, we can't ascribe anything to them. Of course, yes, they are intelligent. That's why they were selected to be part of the team. But then we can't ascribe like everything to them. Like God did the greatest part of the work. Yeah.
Sure. I see. Now let's bring in Peter. He's a former head boy. He was also part of the winning team from last year. How are you feeling?
Charlie, I can't even say anything. I can't say anything. Like everything is good. Hey, you can ask my brothers here. Last year by God's grace we won it, and this year we are seeing something.
It was a tough one for your school last year, but you managed to sail through.
This year it looks simpler. God has done it. That's the only thing I can say.
It was an easy win for you.
I wouldn't say easy, but then God has been good. We've progressed. God has been good. It didn't used to be like this.
I mean, from the beginning of the competition, did you see any threats in the beginning?
Threats to us, yes, we were going to lose. That's like we didn't have any chance of winning. Everything.
I have one more set of statements for you. One more. Okay?